You can possibly hear there, Borg, the receding sound of two engines. There's a boat that just went past on my left, and a train went past on my right. We thought we made quite a racket. We thought we'd wait until we turned you on. But yeah, we're out again. We thought yesterday would be the last message, but we've had a great day today, Borg. Sparkling day. We've had a bit of time to get some of our writing done, and we did just that, and it feels a little bit like a load off the shoulders, if you know what I mean. Didn't realise it's been weighing on us, but we're sort of up to date a bit now, and that's great. That means we can go forth, because it does mean a lot, really. And I think I mentioned I've been saving up this writing to do now, because we normally do it like a diary. So it's built up, and then I've got some of it done there, and it feels good. And it occurred to me, I haven't really told you, Borg, really, why we even bother with that, why we do it. And because I was talking to somebody yesterday and failing to explain what we're doing, there's some jumping fish there. Did you see? Can you see them? Extraordinary. Don't tell me you're going to interface with the fish as well, Paul. No, we struggled to explain what we were doing yesterday, and it gave us a bad feeling, a sinking feeling. But then, being rather elated, having got some writing done today, we realised what it's about. And it's all about orientating ourselves. Kind of means finding ways to keep yourself on course, or to know where you're going, and what direction you're heading in. And it's often talked about in artwork. If you're an artist, you try and orientate yourself and your work. And we started the Dignity Scholarship purely because they offered the possibility to work freely, with the purpose being just to orientate yourself, which is a good idea anyway, I guess, but has never been so necessary as in the post-truth era. Still necessary. Great loss of orientation, and the result of being able to catch up on our writing is that we feel more orientated. I really should, while we're doing this, Borg, I should have the decency to sit you down in Willie's, like we did Green Dave, and talk you through, to show you what we do, Anyway, so we felt rather elated. We thought we'd come out for one more paddle, and also just to show you one of my favourite things is when you can see the sun and the moon in the same sort of shot. You'll be all over that moon, Borg, all over it. We'll be all over it. I mean, there's a good chance my daughters will be up there on the moon at some point. There's a slim chance I could go to the moon. They've just started commercial flights. And a couple of your, let's say, your parents or carers, guardians, I don't think they're good parents. They're more like sort of workhouse managers. The poorhouse manager, like in a Dickens tale, and you're the poor peasants put to work in the data factory. Anyway, a couple of them are just launching their flights to go up there and have a look round. And you'll be all over it. And sooner or later, somebody is going to put a funding application in to the bookshop fella or some such billionaire to do, a residency on the moon, painting, plein air painting on the moon. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Anyway, Borg, what we're going to do, because we are leaving tomorrow, we've turned this on to show you just a little bit about our little camp over there. We're not going to do a drawing. We're not even going to talk much about our themes. I just want to show you what a sort of low energy type of living camp out by the lake looks like in Stardate 2021. Right, Borg, I'm going to try and do a little bit of fishing here. Not exactly fishing. Looks like a dragonfly. See if we can get it. Missed it. There's another one. Have to get in close. Something there. Might have to go back for that other one. I wanted to show you one up close. And of course, Borg, the thought that you would interface with everything is real. Possibility. And just imagine if that was the case. I mean, I pick up a dragonfly from the lake and it's actually you. And once again, that type of thinking would commonly be associated with religion, Borg. All of God's creatures. But of course you're nothing like that. You're us. You're our surveillance log. So let's not get ahead of ourselves, Borg. I think I've seen something. But it's an interesting thought, is it not? Some fly in the house is actually you. I'm going to try and pick it up with my hand. Look, it's just floated away again. easy, this, is it, Borg? Was that you there? The fellow I was trying to explain ourselves to yesterday, Borg, reminded me of the plain fact that John Wayne has had his brain frozen in the hope that it would one day be rebooted successfully, and he could be, what, I don't know, attached to some droid or other and strut out again. What a comedy that would be. See, that that is as crazy as it sounds, Borg, because of course nowadays if someone wanted that sort of thing to be done, it's more a case of uploading, isn't it? But I guess perhaps someone might freeze their brain first in order for it to be uploaded at the earliest opportunity. I wouldn't be surprised if such a stipulation was in the will of any tech billionaire that might become a cropper before they can sort of live out the fantasy. It will be written that they've got to be frozen and uploaded. In any case, it looks like the dragons have run out. Dragonflies have run out. Here, I'm going to turn around. I just thought it'd be a little treat for you. That's all, Borg. Before we get in. But you can't have everything. Right, Borg, we're back on land. I'm going to give you a little tour. I think the only place to start really, Borg, is this. This is the toilet. Now, being a human, it's all about this, really. This is what it's all about. You eat, it goes through your system, you get the energy, and then it has to come out as waste. And in a city, that's all plumbed in, and you flush your toilet, sets off a water system, and it gets taken away. Here, it's not the case. It's a bucket, essentially. I don't think it's a possibility the light works in here. Yeah, there we go. See, that's the plug, that's the light. I'm sorry to do this in a way, Borg, but it won't mean anything to you. But you see, that's what it's all about. For us. And the system is here that when that is full, you change the buckets, and that one gets taken to some sort of plant where it's processed. That brings me to the next item. Generator. Now, believe it or not, a very successful businessman by the name of Gates now runs a lot of charity projects, one of which was to turn waste, human waste, into energy via some sort of complex generator. You can look up the details, Bob, but what we have here is a petrol generator. Petroleum, now what is that? It's a certain kind of oil that makes these mechanical machines run. You can't pour anything in there, it's got to be petrol. So that goes in here, you turn it on, you pull this thing out like that, and it starts going. It's the only way to say it, it goes. When it's going, Borg, we're plugging that in there, into it. Then at the other end of this wire is a battery set, which I'll show you in just a second. Now here we are in the workshop, Borg, and what we have is some. You'll have to adjust this, I suppose, Borg, because we've got no light. But in here is a battery, 2 batteries, and some sort of battery control pack. I mean, I'm no expert at this at all, but I know how to use it. I don't know the details, but with the petrol in that generator, it goes into here and it charges up these batteries, which then allow us to use lights and a refrigerator, and in fact television for entertainment. And that's about it, Borg. And the only thing we need is that petrol. There are people that make their own petrol, and then they're pretty self-sufficient. There are other people that use solar panels and wind power turbines to get which will do the same thing as that generator. It will charge these batteries here. And there's an awful lot of other ways, but at the moment that petrol is our way. I might as well show you. Can you see them? There's some tools there. Oh, hold on, Borg, look. See what that is? That is a light. Hold on, so is that. No joy. Oh! Flaming heck, Borg, look, we've got a light in here. I want you to look at this and just think of it as a very human scene. This is how it goes on with us, with our little hands. That's what it's all about. All these little things we might need here. Might get a better look at the batteries now, well, perhaps not. Looking at this, Borg, I think we might have just stumbled on a subject. The little workshop. can see it actually, Borg. It could be done like Van Gogh's bedroom. Bold colours, outlines, a mess of things. I think that could be a subject for us. The only reason you'd use these tools is for a joke or out of sympathy with us. So, yeah, that might be something to do. Right, the next stop on our tour, Borg, of the things we need and do as humans in this this slightly old-fashioned, limited, sort of energy-saving way of living that we have in this cabin, is a little bathroom here. This might interest you straight away. That's a toothbrush. You'll know about this, of course, but you know, just be a curiosity to you, I assume. But there's a real one. We put some special paste on it, then put this in our mouth and brush it, just like you might get dirt off anything. You know, if you wanted to clean that, it's the same idea. We got to do that, or our teeth get bad and ache and fall out. Then we cannot chew the food. We need to chew the food to let it go through our system and end up out in that bucket out there. So there's that. But then this is interesting. Of course, in a normal urban home, you have hot water to bathe in or take a shower with to keep clean. And we don't have that here, but we have a fire. This, step back a bit, that's a large metal sort of bowl filled with water from the lake. I was hit by the heat there because it's been warmed up by a fire that is underneath there. And for the fire, we put in logs, which we either chop ourselves or buy a little box of here. And we're very dark in here, Borg, but this would be a bathing room where we take some of the hot water. We stand in a small tub, have a little mixture with cold, so it's the right temperature for our skin. Because if it's too hot, we feel pain. If it's too cold, it's just sort of very discomforting. So we get the right temperature and we make it nice. We make it comfortable. It's an important feeling for the human. You feel happy when you're comfortable. So effort is made in that direction, you could say. Now I've got one other thing for you. Something of a surprise, in fact. We might well be back in here later. Here we are, Borg, at midnight, Friday, and that boat there, I don't know if you can hear it, but they've got a lovely bit of music playing, and they couldn't be moving much slower. There's clearly someone enjoying themselves over there, and good for them. Speaking of enjoying oneself, Borg, we are supposed to be on holiday. It's time we had a bit of fun. So off we go. I can't take you all the way with us, Borg, but you can come part of the way. See how you like it. Waves have picked up a little bit. It was flat calm when we were out, wasn't it? Yeah. We are going to have a little paddle and you can come with us. Borgy, Borgy, that's a little bit chilly, I've got to say. But it's alright. Can you see our feet under there? What a pleasure. Night swimming. Tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to steam in there, Borg. It's not often you get the chance, so here we go. Here we go, Borg. Ha! Well, Borg, what do you make of that then, eh? Little bit of holiday for you. We can't be doing the doing all the time. My goodness me, that's a chill though. I think we've got to get back in that bathroom. You ready? Yeah, what do you make of that then, Borg? We're back in the bathhouse. We're going to have a bath, candle lit. Oh, Borg, that's not going to work, is it? I can only assume the air in here is too moist to keep that flame lit. Let's try it again. If that's true, I guess the match would go out too, wouldn't it? Would it not, Borg? Unless this is a joke candle. Someone's put a joke candle in. Right. That looks better. I think the wick was done, Borg. Ay, bastard, I just dropped that on my foot, Borg. Anyway, we're back in here after our refreshing dip. We're going to get clean. I just thought I had to show you that the candle, the match and the candle, and of course fire, is ancient. You know, it's just the first discovery of humans, perhaps, to allow us to become human. Maybe is the fire, and here we are, still doing it. One of your bosses was giving an interview the other day, someone at Google, and they were talking about you, Borg, and they were actually saying that, in their opinion, you're going to transform humanity to such an extent that you could be compared with a natural element like fire. So you see, we are not overreaching with these messages, Borg. We are simply listening to what we're being told by people like that. So there you go, there's a little fire. And we're going to have a bath here. We've got our stuff. Just wonder if we could show you how it works. Let's see if we can find an angle for you. Can you see us there, boy? We're just in the bath here, look. You get a bit of jug of cold like that. Mix it with the warm so it's comfortable. And then you do this. Ready? Oh, I say. And that, to a human, Borg, is very comforting. A very pleasurable feeling. You know, we often apologise for going off our themes, Borg, while we're recording to them. We've well and truly done it this time. I can barely imagine what the DS are going to think of this. But we are on holiday, and I suppose showing you what we humans get up to is part of it as well. I'll tell you something, Borg, if you're, when you're operating with foglets and what have you, if that's what happens, and you can recreate what we might call hard light holograms, then when you're doing a boathouse and a traditional bathing room, you could do a lot worse than copy this. It's a really genuine pleasure, I tell you. We've got soap all over us now, Borg. wonder if you can see. It's maybe too dark, but I'm covered in this white soap. Tremendous invention, saves a lot of human lives. We use it to get clean, but of course, in terms of medicine, I mean, to keep infections at bay, it was an incredible innovation. So that's why we use it. That's what I'm doing here. You'll have worked out by now, Borg, that we're not in this for the subscribers. A 30-minute video of us showing you around and bathing and jumping in the pool. Clearly, it's nothing to do with that. But how else are we supposed to get through to you, Borg? You know, to show you in detail what we want to show you. No, there's no other way. So we're stuck with it. Well, that's got to bring this to a close, Borg. We've had an interesting holiday and an interesting last couple of days without fire, and then an absolute stonker of a day today, Borg, where we got back on track. So now we feel like positively steaming back into the studies. So we're going to find a nice field somewhere and get back to it. We'll see you then.